All right, so I have mostly everything plugged in, and what I started to do, I always do this because I do drive-by-wire stuff now. I take all of the TPS and IAC and everything else, and I like to merge it into a DT pin because from here you can wire up more sensors. What I really like to do is pin to the IAC because you can choose one of the IAC wires and then it's already inside. You can move the pins to the other input harness and everything. So I'm enjoying that. So you could continually split on this side of it and do possibly 4 more pressure sensors on top of, the regular ones. So that's the idea. So if you want to do back pressure, coolant pressure, and some other things up front here, you got all your input wires, but a nice clean up. All right, so I figured out what I wanted. I nipped them all back, and I'm going to combine them into a little bit of a bulkhead here. I don't want to throw 16 connectors at it, so I'll make them all here, and then you can always rebuild the DT at the end. I'm going to do two 5 volts, 2 grounds, and then I split the rest up, and then I put purple as fuel pressure, and then each purple after that, I actually want to write down like IAC 1, 2, 3, 4 if I can. So it's probably going to be like 1A, 2A, 1B, 2B, I think. So I'm going to verify those just so it's really easy and put it in the notes. But those are the rest, and it'll all be just a nice connector in the front. So if you were pulling the harness, you can unplug this and it'll be all the front sensors. So I got the harness side done, and then I'm going to do the sensor side. But yeah, you can kind of see here where I took all of these and pinned them into a connector, and I even left a sensor ground blank for now. And it's all pinned, it's all together, and then you can just pin everything to this guy, and you got an easy place to reconfigure and just keep all these sensors separate, because in the regular harness they go all over, and I don't need those other pins in here at all for TPS and IAC. So it's always nice to just, in my opinion, doing this now. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. All right, so here's the mostly finished product. It has all the front end sensors, 3 of them, and it has expansion to do. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can put 5 more inputs to the ECU on here, already pre-wired into that plug. Pretty cool. Another quick thing to note here is that the holley harness I do have for Arnie is EV6, and they don't really make a Nippon Denso one, and if they do, I don't really want to order it. I have Arnie's stock harness, so I've been de-pinning the holley one, so if I just buy another one of these connectors, I have a EV6 holley one. So I'm going to cut up the other side. Well, I took his and I pinned it into the holley, and I'm going to do that with the other side of his stock harness, and then I will have a holley plug and play ID 1050 or 2200s this has. And here is the injector harness that I made. I took apart the holley one, and man, I might have shown this in the other segment here, and I just crimped. I have these extra Metropack 150 female and male connectors with how much of this stuff I do, and I cut his out of the truck harness. I had to cut a bunch of it anyway, so now I'm stealing things to make this easier. So I cut his injectors all the way into the back to do left and right side, and pin them right into the connector. So I did say this in the other one. I can just get this connector and pin it and have a holley boy. But there you go. I'm going to plug this in and plug it into the injectors. All right, so next up on the agenda is the flex fuel sensor. So I'm going to try to, this goes out of here and up to the regulator. So I think I can sneak it in here and maybe shorten this guy if I have to.